Now I will hand the floor to the Secretary General for the award ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ulrika. And this is indeed, for me, the nicest point on the agenda today, because I'm delighted to announce and present to you this year's winners of the OEC Gender Champions Award. And let me also thank all those who in the under the previous agenda item referred to the commitment and the work done by the Secretariat. Let me confirm to you, it's my own very personal commitment also to do everything to promote gender mainstreaming and accelerate all efforts to achieve gender equality across the organization. And let me also say again how grateful I am to the Swedish chair for giving gender equality the high priority it deserves. Let me just quickly tell you that the OEC Gender Champions Award was introduced already 3 years ago to raise awareness for the topic. It is also an instrument to encourage OEC management and staff to come up with creative ideas to ensure that we include gender perspectives in all our work. And it's also in this context contributing to the implementation of the 2004 OEC Action Plan for the Promotion of Gender Equality. The OEC Gender Champions Award celebrates achievements by individuals and by teams of staff members working either in one of the OEC executive structures, and it puts the spotlight on innovative projects that promote gender equality in one or more of the 3 dimensions of the OEC's comprehensive approach to security. We have 4 award categories: the Leadership Award, the Staff Award, the Project Award, and the Gender Focal Point Award category. Selecting the award winners was a 2-step process. We received altogether 48 nominations in all 4 categories. A shortlist was drawn up by the Gender Issues Program, and the winners were selected by a jury that was comprised of last year's gender champions. And I would like to thank everyone for voting and supporting this initiative. And now I have the great pleasure of announcing the winners of the 2021 Gender Champions Awards. And I will start with the leadership category, also because the winner happens to be next to me. And this award honors a head, deputy head, or director of an executive structure who has demonstrated excellence in promoting gender equality. And this year, the award goes to Michal Konili, Deputy Director for Human Resources in the OEC Secretariat. And let me just quickly tell you why he will be awarded the leadership category. He has been a steadfast supporter of gender mainstreaming throughout his career at the OECE, and I could experience that already in the 2 months I have been here. His application of a gender perspective to talent management, as well as his comprehensive approach to gender, have inspired and encouraged all teams within DHR to grow more mindful of gender issues in all aspects of their daily activities. And under his leadership and guidance, DHR has launched the gender parity strategy and initiated innovative activities such as the Bias Bites campaign, the gender coaching program, and the webinar outreach program Recruitment Bootcamp for Women. Thanks very much, Michal, for all your efforts. And now I have the pleasure to handing over the recognition. And I would give you now the floor or the screen for a short reply.
Thank you, Secretary General, Madam Chairperson, Ambassadors. I am truly honored to be here today to accept this award. It's a very proud moment for me, and I think this recognition will give me an additional spur to continue focusing and improving this area of my work. And of course, to continue working with all those needed to drive forward progress on gender equality. One important component of gender equality is gender parity. And in terms of our internal management in the OSCE, this means in the main, the OSCE gender parity strategy. And this is perhaps the main reason why I'm here today to receive this award. While I'm the privileged one sitting here to receive the award, I really do see myself as accepting this on behalf of all of those in DHR and our other partners who have played a big part in this. The outstanding team in DHR have really been the ones who brought the gender parity strategy to life. The strategy has given us a cohesive and a time framework with clear objectives. And we're very pleased with the progress we've made. But it's not to say, of course, that there isn't much more work still to do. And we will use the positive momentum of this to our best. As they say, success breeds more success. As the award is in the leadership category, and given that gender responsive leadership is one of the 3 pillars in our strategy, I think it's maybe a good opportunity to outline very briefly what this means for us in our HR work, what we do and what we need to do in hiring and developing leaders in order to build sustainable progress on gender equality in the OSCE. And that is, we need leaders who lead by example. We need leaders who keep gender equality at the forefront of their work. We need leaders who communicate convincingly. And we need leaders who hold themselves and others to account. I was asked to include something in the remarks on the detail of what the gender parity strategy is about, what's been achieved, and what are the areas where we need to redouble our efforts. And as a big feature in our work on this has been finding modern ways to communicate and to attract the people that we need to be the most effective as an organization. I thought it would be a good fit to give a taster of our gender parity strategy with a short video. It's an opportunity to showcase to this distinguished audience the highly capable team and staff that we have in the OSCE who are committed to furthering this work and attracting women and men from all of our participating states to the organization. So again, before we play the video, just to say thanks for the reward. I really do appreciate it. It's a point in my time at the OSCE that we'll really treasure. And thanks to the team in DHR, including my own boss, Jean-Claude Villemontex, who gives me the trust and latitude I need for my work. It's on the back of all of their work that I'm receiving this. So thank you.
I'm now moving to the staff category. This award recognizes staff members whose personal engagement to gender equality goes above and beyond their job description. And I'm pleased to present the Gender Champion Award to Cornelius Nolan, Monitoring Officer of the Odessa Monitoring Team at the OSCE Special Monitoring Mission to Ukraine. Cornelius is being recognized for promoting gender equality through an online lecture series focusing on challenges in combating gender-based violence and domestic violence in the COVID-19 area. In his lecture, good practice and lessons learned were shared with Ukrainian domestic violence legal and psychological service providers. He has also held another series focusing on UN Security Council Resolution 1325 and SMM Women on the Line of Contact, addressing organizational culture and promoting women as key agents of their own security. He also initiated and chaired roundtable discussions on tolerance and non-discrimination and the ratification of the Istanbul Convention on Preventing and Combating Violence Against Women. Cornelius, your commitment and engagement is really inspiring, and I now give you the screen.
Thank you very much, Madam Ambassador, distinguished guests, and delegates. It's indeed a great honor to be selected for this award among the many dedicated staff members across the OSCE. Now, in my previous profession, there is a saying, an attorney who represents himself has a fool for a client. And it would be truly foolish of me to accept this award today as if it were an individual accomplishment. So many thanks are in order. As this is my last year with the OSCE, I'd first like to thank the US delegation and the seconding agency PAE for its support for my service in Kosovo and Ukraine over the past decade. Now, 2020 was, to put it mildly, a rather unique year. Once Ukraine's lockdown began, we switched to remote work like everybody else, and then dedicated ourselves to assist state officials and NGOs to best respond to the pandemic. We scheduled more interagency coordination meetings. We took on new topics such as food security and elder care, and used online platforms to engage new experts in roundtable discussions. I first engaged Ms. Babita Spinelli, who is an attorney who is also a licensed psychotherapist and trauma expert. She shared her experiences immediately following the peak of the COVID-19 crisis in New York City in early April of 2020. She presented the lessons learned, both positive and what to avoid, as the US state service providers were overwhelmed with requests for assistance from lockdown victims of domestic violence. For another event, I invited Lisa Kane Brown, who is a child protection specialist and guardian ad litem in Pennsylvania, the United States. She described a multidisciplinary approach as the best practice for advocates working with children victims of domestic violence. Based on these discussions, we delivered a lecture series entitled Challenges in Combating Gender-Based Violence and Domestic Violence in the COVID-19 Era. We presented to professional students in 6 universities in the Odessa region of Ukraine, as well as to NGOs. We also delivered a second lecture series to profile women leaders acting as agents of their own security. The lectures featured both civilians and women of the OSCE colleagues from the Luhansk and Donetsk monitoring teams. One of those leaders is Anna Feshenko, an IDP from Donetsk, who now works with the SMMU Press and Public Information Unit in Kiev. She was instrumental in the publication of our missions report, Women on the Line of Contact, a collaborative effort of the Gender Unit, PPIU, and the Donbass teams. I'll also mention the Human Dimension Unit because several of the women leaders now working in Kiev, like myself, rotated from their service in the Donbass. Together with Anna and our colleague from Germany, Eva Gemling, we had a breakthrough at the end of last year and delivered that lecture to 150 police cadets of the Odessa University of Internal Affairs. Closer to home, I'd like to thank our team leader, Kyle King, and former deputy team leader, Xavier Blaise, who is now the team leader in Dnipro, as well as our new deputy, Christian Book, and our gender focal point, Marinka Fanulovic, for their support and their guidance. And finally, women's leadership is not about awards. It's really about giving your best efforts every day especially in challenging circumstances. So my deepest thanks go to Natalia Chashenko, our finance assistant in Odessa and outreach focal point, who helped to conceptualize the outreach program and navigate the approval through Ambassador Chevik through the PPIU, and to language assistants Tetiana Vetskor and Angelika Kuznetsova, whose tireless preparation and skillful translations, and I must say endless patience with me, were perhaps the most significant elements in our gender campaign. Years from now, I think we'll all look back on 2020 as a very trying year, but I think this award will remind me just how lucky I was to work with so many women who rose to the many challenges in 2020 and used their talents to the utmost in the face of the adversity. I thank you all once again for this award.
Thank you. I now come to the Gender Focal Point Award category. The OSCE Gender Focal Points play a very important role in mainstreaming gender into all of our OSCE activities and projects. And the Gender Focal Point Award is given for outstanding work by a gender focal point. And I'm honored to present this year's award to Lola Maksudova, National Project Officer at the OSCE Project Coordinator in Uzbekistan. Lola has created and implemented a number of new and innovative initiatives that have had a transformative effect on gender equality in Uzbekistan. One initiative included working directly with the chair of the Uzbek Senate to initiate and conduct a series of training sessions for women across Uzbekistan, providing them with the skills, knowledge, and capacity to seek political office. It also included training for the newly elected women parliamentarians and newly appointed regional and senior women government officials to better prepare them to take over their new roles. Under Lola's leadership, the project coordinator in Uzbekistan tremendously stepped up project activities to support women affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Lola, I'm deeply impressed by your valuable work, and the screen is yours.
Dear OSCE Secretary General, dear OSCE Chairperson in Office, Senior Gender Advisor, distinguished representatives, I am tremendously honored to receive this award from the first woman leading our organization. I'm extremely proud for the OSCE Project Coordinator's Office to champion meaningful change and facilitate strong cross-cutting links for the greatest possible impact on the ground. Over the last year, the PCU's work had a multi-layered engagement with the host country at the level of the National Commission on Gender Equality, executive state structures, and women's civil society organizations. The PCU's is striving for progress in promoting gender equality in line with its mandate and have contributed to address issues such as women's political participation, combating violence against women, amending discriminatory legal frameworks and practices, and removing of structural barriers to enable the full participation of women in the economy. Within its UB and XB project activities, the PCU's is assisting Uzbekistan in promoting gender equality policy and enhancing the role of women in the parliament and public administration. Another priority area of the PCU's is to support the host country in establishing a well-coordinated, integrated response to violence against women and girls, following a survivor-centered and human rights-based approach. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the OSCE PCU's contributed to the enhancement of the national response to the problem of violence against women by ensuring the efficient functioning of the national referral mechanism for the survivors of the gender-based violence, and effective cooperation between the civil society organizations, police, judiciary, National Gender Equality Commission. In addition, jointly with the National Gender Commission, National Human Rights Center, and women's civil society organizations, the PCU's is supporting the development of the National Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security. Due to the excellent established partnership with the National Gender Equality Commission, led by the chairperson of the Senate, Ovoli Majlis Senator Narbayeva, the first national forum on the role of women parliamentarians was supported by the OSCE Project Coordinator in Uzbekistan with the aim to strengthen the role of women in the political arena and to create a women's parliamentary caucus. The OEC PCUs is also leading innovative new streams of work with the private sector to close gender gaps in labor market participation. The PCUs project provided a direct impact on fostering employment and revenue generation in Uzbekistan by developing a digital platform to engage unemployed women to small businesses. I would like to stress that all my efforts as a gender focal point will be less successful if it would not have a proper support and guidance from the head of mission, Ambassador Mark Gregor, the OEC gender champion, and expertise and support from the OEC Secretariat's gender section. If only one violin is soloing in the orchestra, no matter how strong it is, but a conductor as a leader is not passionate about his or her work, and other instruments are silent, then fine-tuned music will never be produced. Many thanks again for this recognition, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Lola. And now, finally, in the project award category, I'm delighted to draw your attention to a project that stands out for having integrated a strong gender perspective. This year's award goes to the project Support North Macedonia in Advancing Rule of Law and Human Rights, conducting an anti-rumor campaign in the country. The anti-rumor campaign contributed to a better understanding of the importance of gender equality. It also raised awareness of the detrimental effects of discrimination on grounds of gender-biased stereotypes within societies. More than 90 anti-rumor goodwill ambassadors participated in the campaign at community level. A special focus of the campaign was on debunking gender-biased rumors in the time of COVID-19. Thank you, Saneta and Silvana, for this important and very timely project. And I will now invite Saneta Popovska, National Rule of Law Officer, and Silvana Boszkowska-Georgievska, Senior Program Assistant at the OEC Mission to Skopje, to take the screen.
Thank you, Secretary General, distinguished Madam Chairperson, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues. I'm honored and privileged, together with my colleague Silvana Boszkowska-Georgievska, to be receiving such an important award, and more pleased that is in the project category. I'm sincerely grateful for the recognition that the OEC Mission to Skopje has received for the dedicated work in conceptualization, design, and implementation of the anti-rumor campaign on grounds of gender. I also would like to thank all of my colleagues in the mission who supported this initiative and worked with us, for whom I have the deepest appreciation. The project became a reality and a success also because of their incredible efforts and dedication. Humbled, I would like to stress that this award goes to all of our agents of change, the campaign protagonists, supporters, goodwill ambassadors, followers, and participants from all age groups, ethnicities, religion, residency status, with or without disabilities, migrants and refugees, visible and non-visible women and girls from North Macedonia. Without their engagement, dedication, vision, passion, and hard work in debunking rumors about women and girls, all this will be in vain. Without them, we would not be here today and receiving this award, and we are extremely thankful to all of them for sharing this journey with us. Due to limitation of time, I will stop here and leave the screen to my colleague Silvana to continue with presenting some of the data and impact of the campaign. Thank you from my name for your attention.
Thank you, Janeta. As the OSCE is much focused on evidence-based planning and is impact-oriented, let me try to capture what the OSCE Mission to Skopje did in the last 2 years with the anti-rumor campaign. We engaged more than 20,000 participants coming from diverse groups of women and men through numerous grassroots events. Believe me when I say this was much harder in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The campaign's Facebook fan page, Loud Against the Rumors, with around 11,000 followers and a series of online events, online activities, successfully managed to reach out over 3.6 million people. Through different kinds of creative mechanisms, from theater play to anti-rumor cafes, to public discussion and a living library, to engagement in schools and concerts, to film festivals and rumor exchange shops, from treasure hunts and visiting female football club. We encourage the community to share its opinion about stereotypes and prejudice, to openly challenge them and take part in the battle against gender-based and intersexual discrimination. Finally, we truly believe that this campaign was a success because it took the approach from the community to the community. And thus, we are certain that the anti-rumor community will continue to grow and that the fight against the rumors will continue in the future. We planted the seed of change, and we really hope that we'll be there to see it grow and blossom in its full splendor. All of us should speak up against rumors because every woman counts. Thank you.
Thank you so much to both Aneta and Silvana. And this brings us to the end. Let me just congratulate once again all our gender champions today. You are an inspiration to your colleagues, your departments, field operations, myself, if I dare say, and to the entire organization. Your hard work and efforts bring us definitely closer to implementing the 2004 Gender Action Plan. Again, thanks very much.